All right, guys, we're over here, and this is the Bitcoin Mining Museum right there. And this is basically any and all ASICs that have ever, or dedicated Bitcoin SHA-256 miners that have been in production. I believe they have almost a full inventory. We'll check with the owner here in a minute. But they've just added some new devices, some holy grail devices that were almost lost to time. But we'll do a quick walkthrough and just note some of the units here. These are more common: S21, S19. What do we have right here? S15, S11. So pretty common stuff. S7 Silent Edition. What is this one? A regular, yeah, S7 Silent. S5. So you can kind of see the advancement. We're going backwards in time. S3 Plus, S1 Plus. Look at this monster right here. This is the Prisma. Yeah, look at all those exposed chips. 40 nanometer, 1.4 terahash back in 2014. That's crazy. Oh, we got a BitAxe white paper. That's a really cool one. BitAxe Hex 300. No coolers on it. Avalon 2. And then getting over here, this is some of the holy grail stuff that they just added. So extremely rare Bitmain S5 Plus. Apparently the production timeline on these was like less than a month, I think like 2 weeks. But this is a 7.7 terahash unit back in 2015. That was nuts. It's essentially like 3 units all stacked together on one control board, but still very, very rare. And apparently there was some information given on these that one of the largest buyers of these ASICs actually scrapped all of them when they were done with them. So extremely, extremely rare. And then this is another one that was just added, the ultra rare FPGA Bitcoin miner. This is the Mod Miner Quad. I guess that's signed by the owner or the creator, I'm not sure, but this was pre-ASIC, so FPGA Bitcoin miner. Look at that. That's cool. That's really, really cool. So we're gonna move on forward. What is this? The V2 Blade. Interesting. Blade V1. Oh, look at this, the BTC router. Everybody, well, I say everybody that's been in it for a while, you remember these because they didn't really make any money. 5.5 gigahash in 2016, but it was really cool because it was low power, kind of like one of the first solo miner. Well, not one of the first, but a solo miner. World's first phone node, Nokia N900, 150 kilohash. Look at that. It's actually more than a nerd miner. Bitmain. What are these? U3 original case. U3 chrome grill. We got a What's miner. More stuff down the line. K8SE. What's miner.
Thank you so much.
World's first dedicated Bitcoin miner, Canaan Avalon 1. Sorry about that, it paused. That's really, really cool. We got that one locked up. Rock miner, 100 gigahash, 2014. Rock box, R-box. I like how they put new on it. New. It ain't new no more. Oh, Future Bit Apollo. I want one of these. That's the, oh, that one's the old one. That's not the new one. That's 2015. They need a new one in here. Dragon Mint. Are they still around? That was a cool one for a while. And it looks like it's gonna follow up right here at the back with a R4 amp miner. Look at that thing, the design on that. It looks like it's a bunch of hash boards just stacked kind of, 2 by 2 all the way down the line. So that's cool. Definitely, I need to get their socials, so you got to check them out. This is a really, really cool concept, cool design, because if we don't know the history of Bitcoin, then we will never know the future. So keeping these and preserving these for time has been awesome. It definitely has. So let's go try and talk to the owner and see a little bit of his insight. All right, and we are here with
The Coin Dad.
Yeah. So you've been doing this now for how long? We're setting up and moving.
Half a decade.
Yeah, moving across the country. How far have you taken this setup?
The furthest was 3,000 miles from North Carolina to Austin, Texas.
Austin, Texas. Okay.
Well,
And
2,500, give or take.
yeah, and where can people find more information where your like future events and all your setups are going to be at?
Our website on bitcoinminingmuseum.com
Bitcoin Mining
or
Museum.
on X under BTC Mining Museum.
Awesome. So
I
definitely
like that.
check it out. And then I saw you holding it up earlier. I was super interested in the quad miner. That's one that you just added, right?
Yeah.
Right here. And what's a little bit of history on this one? Because it just screams like some, retro 2000s.
So this is officially the oldest miner in my museum, and they only made about 900 of these. And I spoke to the founder himself. He signed it for me, and so it's the only miner in the world he's ever signed. He has the prototype. He had extra one and then sold it to me. It's 250 mega hashes for each of these chips, so it's only 1 gigahash for this miner. Back in the end of 2012. So there's just a short period of, from what I understand, is not even a half a year time frame, give or take,
Yeah.
of the FPGA era. So you had CPA,
CPU. Yeah.
GPU, FPGA, and then ASICs.
And at this time, people are still, competing with GPUs when this came on the scene, and then the ASICs just stomped everybody out.
Correct. And this thing actually, this one miner right here actually mined 50 Bitcoin blocks back in the day.
That is crazy.
So this is pretty dope. This is
Yeah.
like a huge piece of history for me.
Well, awesome. Well,
It took
thank
me
you.
half a decade to find this.
Yeah, you need to hold on to it now.
Yeah.
But thank you for talking to us. I really appreciate it. And yeah, definitely, guys. If you haven't been to it, you gotta make your way to it at one point. Now, you said I talked to you earlier, and you said you didn't have all your inventory here. What were you missing, or what did you choose not to bring?
Because of space limits on my truck and being able to put the stuff in it, I decided to leave all the big heavy stuff.
Okay.
So like the BitFury B8s or the S2s and the S4s, the big that had
Massive
10
stuff, yeah.
boards inside of it. I left those all at home, like the big towers from Baby Jet and all that stuff. I mean, it's cool to see it in the museum, but I didn't have enough space, so I had to this is literally just only half of my museum.
Well, maybe one day it'll all be in one spot, right? So
I'm hoping so.
Yeah.
I would love to. I did a lot of pondering recently and talking to OGs. So, like, you have Nashville, you have Miami, you have Austin, you have
Vegas,
areas where
yeah.
there's large Bitcoin communities. But what I believe is probably the best place now that we have Trump in office with the administration being pro-Bitcoin is Washington, D.C. And for two reasons. One, we still need to orange pill some of these old school politicians. And my museum is the only tangible part of Bitcoin history that you can physically touch and see.
Yeah.
So taking politicians in DC and just taking them down the street and say, hey, come check this out, and they physically see the chronological order of over decades of mining history will help, hopefully orange pill some more politicians. That's one. And the second thing is throughout the United States in the public school systems, some of them still do field trips. So they'll take buses or jump on a plane or do a field trip to go to Washington, D.C. to go see the White House and
right
see
in,
the
yeah.
Capitol, and then just incorporate Bitcoin Mining Museum into it, and then they go in there and get educated about the history of Bitcoin on the school system aspect of it. And I really like that idea.
Perfect. Yeah,
So-
finding the spot would be
David
crucial,
Sachs.
though. Yeah.
I need to talk to you, sir.
Well, awesome.
Or Elon, you saving all that money with Doge, bring some of that my way so I can make this happen.
Yeah, I think that'd be crucial. So, well, thank you for talking to us.
No
I
problem.
appreciate it.
Appreciate you coming through,
Yeah.
man.
Have a good one.
Thank you.